Downsizing Diva, and I'm here to stay. Feeling good, taking my GLP-1 meds. 1 whole year, wiped away my fears. Then 60 pounds, but that's no all. I kept on going even through the storms. My A1C went down. I still have work to do. Just when you thought I was done, my high blood pressure went down too. Feeling good, taking my tea, but it weighed 1 less. I have a great story to tell. I'm on the road to lose 100 pounds. Can I do it in 2025? Yes, I can. Downsizing Diva, and I'm here to stay. Feeling good, taking my GLP-1 meds.
Hello, 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 and welcome. Happy Wednesday to ya. Happy Wednesday to ya. Happy Wednesday. How are you guys? Oh my goodness, it is Wednesday. I feel rested, and I think I have glitter. I have glitter, and I feel like yeah, I can see it. Oh my goodness, the glitter of it all. So how are you guys doing on a Wednesday? This is Wellness Wednesday. This week has gone by so fast for me, and it's been a snowstorm in Ohio and all over. I want to just say to anybody who has lost someone in this weather, my heart goes out to you. I read somewhere where over 1 million people lost power. I read somewhere where 20 people, this is as of yesterday when I was following the news, 20 people had lost their lives, and one of them was a teacher. So it just hit so close to home. And today was the day I finally was able to, get someone dug me out of the snow. I was able to get out of my driveway just so I could make sure I could get out in the morning. And, I didn't go very far, just in and out of my drive, just testing it out, making sure, of course, I knew my car would start because it doesn't sit out in the cold, but it's just, I feel for those people who, and, I'm on a group text with my team, and one of the ladies on my team was saying that her car didn't start. And so hopefully in the morning, she's all okay. So it's still cold here. I can't believe the kids will be back in school. The disappointing part about it is the kids are missing school, right? And I'm sure they're missing the teachers, the friends, learning, all of that good stuff. But I don't know how kids are going to walk on these sidewalks. Like, as I was coming out of my drive, when the guy, my dad's friend, like, kind of dug me out of that snow in my driveway, there are no walkways. So if my daughter had to walk to school, she couldn't walk to school. So I think a lot of times, I know parents and adults, we want those kids in school, but sometimes the safety is not sometimes, all the time, safety should be the first priority. And you might be saying, well, my kid can drive to school, but a lot of kids can't. We have a lot of walkers too. So I don't know what they're going to do tomorrow if there is school. I know I have school tomorrow, so my daughter, I still don't know about her, but she's in the bed just in case she has school. Just in case she has school in the morning. So I said all that to say, this is why you see me. I am geared up with my turtleneck. Yeah, I had on my sweater hat. I took the sweater hat off. It kind of matched my shirt, my sweater, turtleneck, but I didn't want to be so hot in the head. And I'm not a hot head, but I would have been if I would have had on that sweater hat. So I said, no, I'm going to be a little bit more easy breezy. So who do we have in the chat? Today I'm excited because we are discussing diet versus lifestyle on a GLP-1, why one works long term. And I don't know if you can figure out which one it is, but we're going to talk about it. And I will say, when the doctor was here a couple of weeks ago, and I've seen this topic since that doctor was here, and the doctor talked about, Dr. Fritz, shout out to Dr. Fritz, he's going to come back. But that doctor talked about doing his research, and he's researching beyond the scale, right? I always say that a lot, right? Beyond the scale. And he's talking about the emotional impact of weight loss. And one of the things he said so far in his research is that, and I should have had the link so you could go and sign up to be, anybody can participate who's on the GLP-1. but they're collecting this data and they really want to research. So we know how to help people, right? The more you know, the more you can help. And so he wants to really help people who are struggling with the idea of weight loss. And I think a lot of times we think like, you lose weight, everything's great. You lose weight, everything's great. Well, not for all people. Some people, you lose weight and then that's when it all comes crashing down, because now you have to deal with your feelings that you may have been suppressing with, food, and not the healthiest of foods. So one of the things he talked about, which shocked me, was that people talked about in that the survey and the data they're collecting is the idea of finding joy in something else. Like people had found joy in food. Now that the food is gone, they're not finding joy in being social because they might want to push back, and the people they're with want them to have drinks and, hors d'oeuvres and food, and they don't want it. So they don't really want to even be in those social situations. And even talked about his wife, saying things about him not eating, and when he eats a little bit and then she's still eating, and she's kind of waiting for him, he's waiting for her. And so he said, his wife even mentioned something to him. So I could totally see that. And then the second thing that really just struck me was he said that the idea of dieting, people still feel like that taking the GLP-1, they feel like, they have to get the diet right. And he said a lot of times people confuse diet with dieting, and that is so true. Now I have this video, it was 4 or 5 months ago, it might even been longer than that, where I talked about my eating, like what I'm eating, and that video did so well. Why I didn't follow up with it, another video about what I'm eating, and kept going with it, because that's not like something I love to do. But since I've been home, I got all kind of time. So I've been snowed in. So I've been talking, showing more of my food and what I'm eating. So you'll see a couple more videos where I'm doing this and doing that, but not really eating though, because I'm not a fan of eating on camera. That's just my own personal thing. Y'all don't want to be caught on camera chowing down, honey. That is not the Downsizing Diva. So yeah. So I said I was going to show that, show a little bit more of me eating. But anyway, I called that video the Mounjaro diet plan. And dare I say the word diet? Now, when I say diet, when I said diet, and I feel like wherever we say diet, people get all up in arms in the GLP-1 community. And I said diet plan because to me, diet means what you're eating and how you're eating. And the doctor said that's what a diet is, like what what food you're eating. But we have taken the word diet and vilified it and, made it seem like it's a bad thing to say. Dieting is diet culture, right? Dieting, the idea of always dieting, being on a diet, but your diet plan is how you eat. And so when I called that video that, I wasn't thinking two things about it, because, it's just your diet plan, always associated with that. I've taught health in my day. So that's what you call what you eat, your diet. So I just thought, to me, I've seen things in the GLP-1 community, myself included. You see people doing these things like challenges and what they're cutting out. They're eating once a day. They're eating 15 times a day. They're eating nothing every day. I mean, it's just all over the place. And so I thought, are we on a diet in this GLP-1 community? And so I want to talk about that. And before I go in the chat, my first question to you guys is, do you feel like you're on a diet or don't you? Do you feel like, so I want you to type that in the chat, either type diet or type lifestyle. And I did do a poll. So I'm going to go up in my poll on the Downsizing Diva channel, and I am going to let you know what the people said. Now, some of you may have voted in the poll, and if you did, I appreciate that. But I want you to put in the chat, do you feel like you're on a diet? And you don't have to be on the GLP-1. Are you on a diet? Now, I'm telling you, I know some women that have been on a diet, they might be 50 and they've been on a diet for 35 years. Like they're dieting. They've been dieting, should I say, for 35 years. So some of us are just familiar with just always cutting. You get to a certain weight and then you go back to eating. So that's the big difference there's a big difference between dieting and a lifestyle. And, and that's what we're going to get into. Let me see. I'm supposed to be going to my post and got thrown off. Okay, wait, let me see. Hold up. Wait a minute. Where's the post? Okay, so I did a post and let's see how many people participated. I've been so busy. I want to say shout out to those people that sent me a message on school, sent me a message on in my email. I've been so busy that I haven't had a chance to check anything and kind of respond. And some of the things I responded to was kind of like a quick go-to thing. The people that I really want to have a thoughtful response, you know what I'm saying? Like they emailed me or sent me a private message. I haven't had a chance to like really sit back and really think. So I apologize for that. I will get back to you. So it says, which one are you really doing on your GLP-1? It says dieting, building a lifestyle, a little bit of both, and I need help figuring it out. Well, nobody picked that. It was 45 votes. Dieting came in at 4%, so people don't really feel like they're on a diet, which I'm glad we have this. We're having this conversation because I think more people are than they think. Building a lifestyle, 78 people say they're building a lifestyle. I love the honest people that said 18% said they're doing a little bit of both, right? They're dieting and I will say maybe that's more of like what I feel like the GLP-1 is doing, a little bit of both. Because sometimes I felt like that with myself. Like I have to check myself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. I have to check myself and make sure I'm not trying to be on somebody's diet. And it's so tempting. So thank you if you voted. We got 84 comments. Jeez Louise. Okay, so are you guys on a lifestyle? Are you on a diet? What are you guys saying? All right, so let me go through this chat. Let's see. We got mail to the beast. She says happy hump day. Thank you. Yes, we have at some point we have 40 something people watching. So don't forget to like and share so we could, get the Downsizing Diva lives popping. I love that. Canadian Queen, how are you? She says, hello, Dee mods and chat. I can't believe I'm going to catch a live. I know. Welcome. Is it because of the storms? How can you catch it today? I'm so glad you're here. Devin said when I went from, well, you know what, Devin, let me say hello and then let me come back up to that. Mel, remind me please if and Bellflower, if I skip, don't come back to his comments. I just want to greet people. Paula, how are you? She says, hello, divas and jits. Happy Wednesday. All right, Devin is on top of it on this topic. He's like, Let's see. Cookie, how are you? How are you? Keisha, what's up, Keisha, with the white pants on? I love it, love it, love it. Okay, we're going to come back to you, Canadian Queen, in a second. Let's see. We got Sweet Bee. How are you? She says, happy Wednesday. We got Losing It, Grace. How are you, Grace? She says, happy Wednesday, DD Divas Divos. It's cold even in Florida. Jeez Louise. Oh, my goodness. Wait a minute. We got my girl Rita. She says, hello, glam fam. I love that. We are glamorous. I would say so. All right. Who else do we have? Tracy. How are you? She says, hello, Diva fam. Hold up. Wait a minute. We got my girl Ann. She says, hey, Diva fam. How are you? How are you? Let's see. Ange, I was responding to a bunch of your comments from my older videos, and they didn't go through. It just did the love for some of them. I don't think they went through. They all went through. So I want to circle back because I was writing comments. I said, where did my comments go? Geez, Louise. Love the picture quality and the brightness tonight. Yeah. You noticed it. Oh, so, guys, Taisha's not on here, but she's listening. I talked to Taisha earlier. I'm glad you brought that up because I want to also say, Taisha I bought this camera on the webcam that goes on your computer. Like, I don't know, so many months ago, I can't even return it if it was a bad, camera. It's a webcam. And when I would go on these lives and, collaborating with people, I would say, they are so bright. Why? How come I'm not bright? And so Chris from the Downsize was telling me to check he's taking me through what to check, this, that, and the other. And I was like, oh, I noticed that I didn't have the brightness up. So I turned the brightness up. That did do it. I mean, it helped a little bit, but it wasn't totally what I needed. So anyway, I was talking to Taisha because guess what? We're in it. We did an interview. Yay! So if you're not busy this Friday, So I got to get my buns moving. If you're not busy this Friday at 7, I think we're going to do it 7 p.m. I said 6:30. Hopefully Taisha can do it 7. I know she has something she has, an errand she has to run. She says she'd be back, but 7 o'clock, she's going to be on there and we're going to premiere her interview. This is her second interview. So it's a little different. It's not the traditional, questions that you're used to me asking. It's a little bit different. And I'm excited. Plus, we're friends. So it's like, just like I was talking, and everybody I consider friendly and all of that. But just like talking to Mel, it's like, oh my gosh, it's like, you're trying to coordinate. It was so hard for us to coordinate this. So anyway, I told you all that, Grace, to say that, talking about my girl Taisha, I told you that to say, she was like, Dee, tomorrow we're setting up your webcam. So I know Taisha's been busy and having things going on. So I did it myself. I set it up, got it going, and it wasn't that hard. So anyway, I can see myself. I see my color. Now you guys, people have told me I have nice skin, but to me, can you see now that the color is in there? Look at that. That's what I mean when I say now you can see it. That's what I mean when I say I have dark little spots that I want to get rid of, that I'm trying to get rid of. So you can kind of see them. And they hide out pretty well. I was telling Pamela, Pammy Whammy on our interview that, I'm usually looking straight ahead. I'm not really turned to this side where the marks are. You see them? But people still say, like, I guess for 53, my skin does look good, even if it has a blemish or two. So I got to get those off. So I'm trying to, at one point I had them off and then they came back. It came back because I had like a bump and I probably scratched it or did something I wasn't supposed to do. So anyway, I am live in living color and I just love that. Like my color is popping. Look at these nails, Grace. They're popping. The pink, you can actually see it. So thank you for mentioning that. I just went off on a tangent, but thank you. Thank you for saying I look great and well rested. Well, don't you look well rested? I'm telling you, it is the camera. The camera makes such a big difference. And it shows your flaws and all a lot better than when it was dim and you couldn't see me. But that's okay because I'm embracing my flaws and all. So thank you. Okay, so I said hello to Ange. I said Tracy. Who do we have? I didn't forget about Devin. I'm gonna go back up to that comment. Let's see. We got Chi Chi. How are you? She says happy Wednesday. We got my girl MVP. She says I'm still working. Oh, you're still working. Jeez Louise, but listening in. Hope you all are doing well. We are. Oh my goodness. Jeez Louise. Wait a minute. Paula says 3 boys fell in a pond and all drowned. So tragic. Wow. During this storm time, huh? Jeez, Louise. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Wow. That's why I don't mess around with the water. I kind of stay away from it. I never even been on a cruise, but I have a feeling that a cruise is kind of in my future. But geez, Louise, sending prayers to those families. I'm sure I'll hear about it or read about it tomorrow. All right, losing it, Grace. She says, sounded like Dee Dee said the kids are missing learning. Yes, they are. If they're in my class, they should be missing learning. I try to make it fun when I can. Okay, let's see. Okay, so you guys are all saying hello to each other. All right, Sandy B, you look like you're chilling on a beach somewhere. Hey, DD and chat, it's cold in Michigan. Michigan was hit hard. I have family in Michigan. Jeez, Louise. Okay. I submitted my answers a few months back. What a great project. Yes, thank you for participating. Anybody that participated, I should have got the link when I said I was talking to the doctor. Timberly Taisha, she says, happy Wednesday, Dee and Divalicious fam. Oh, you're being a baka. Yeah, so cute. Your bundle of joy. Your granddaughter is so pretty. So I won't be in the chat, but I'll be listening. Well, Ty, I hope you are ready for Friday. We're going to premiere your interview on Friday. I got to get my buns moving. I really have to get moving. Let's see. Yeah, you're okay. All right. So I'm trying. Did I miss anybody? Jamie, how are you? Hey, Jamie. All right. Paul, brother Paul. He said, "Hey, GLP-1 fam, brother Paul is in the house." You know, and whenever I see you, I don't know why I want to sing. I said, "Jump Brown's in the house." I said, "Paul's in the house." Watch your mouth, brother Paul. I love it. I love it. Okay, so Miss Brenda, she says, "I'm a proud wife of a freaking awesome husband." I love that. Very good. I love that. Okay, so now we're getting into the answers to the question. So the question was, let me go back for the people who might have came in after the question. The question was, currently, do you feel like you are on a diet or a lifestyle? Okay, so if you see something glittering, it's glitter. I had glitter in my lotion, and I could see it's like on my, it's gonna annoy me because it's on my nose, but that's okay. All right. So, what do you guys think? Okay. What are you saying? All right. Let me see. Okay. Let me go to the people answering. All right. So, let's go back up to my guy, Devin, up here. Devin. I remember I said I was going to come back to your comment. I'm a lady of my word. Let's see. Okay. Wait a sec. Okay. So, Devin says, when I went from 225 to 150, good grief, Charlie Brown, geez, Louise, is that 75 pounds? I didn't think in terms of diet or lifestyle. I decided no processed foods, that's a good one, and to eat and lift like I'm going to compete in a bodybuilding show. And that worked effortlessly. All right, very good, very good. I love that. So no processed food and eat and lift like I'm. So what does that entail? If you're eating and lifting like a bodybuilder, what does that entail? You know, that's one thing I never want to be. I can honestly say is the bodybuilder. You know, no. I want like some Tina Turner legs. You guys know who Tina Turner is? Like, I would love to have Tina Turner's body. Um, you know, like as far as legs. Now, she wasn't, you know, it's so funny because even though Tina Turner looked great, she was not great from the inside out, right? That's why she left us, you know, earlier than she should have. So that's another cautionary tale. And she's had high blood pressure and ignored it for years and years and years and years. And she regretted it. She said she regretted not taking medication or doing some sort of lifestyle changes to address it earlier than she did, because by that time it was kind of, you know, too late for her. So, and I love Tina Turner. I'm like a Tina Turner fan. I call my daughter Tina Turner when her hair is blow dried out. I say, go Tina, go Tina. So yeah, so that's another example of somebody who looks great. So be cautious of people who you see like look like they're in great shape, because everybody that looks great aren't great from the inside out. I know that for a FACT, a fact. All right. Okay. So, all right, Devin. As a man, only muscle gain was on my mind, and the fat falling off just went with it. Oh, geez, Louise. Okay, I love that. And see, you are the picture in my mind if I think of being in the gym. I used to only think of men like you, probably just in there buffing it out, lifting those heavy weights, looking at yourself every time you put a weight down. Don't you guys see that in the mirror? The guys at the gym, you know, they get these heavy weights and they and they lift, and then they look at themselves and they huffing and puffing, they catch their breath and they do it again. Sometimes now I have said, no, I haven't been to the gym in that area working out, and I don't know, it's been a couple years, maybe around before COVID. So that's been a long time. I might have been to a gym since COVID, but not in the area where they're working out like that, where it's just like, hey, if you're not lifting these heavy weights, get out of our way. They're like, move, get out the way, get out the way. So, Devin, are you a gym bro, Devin? Are you a gym bro? That's okay if you are. The plate on the right is a perfect meal. On the right. Okay, good. Okay, I had to look at that. Okay, he said the plate on the right is a perfect meal. Okay, so we got our chicken, and notice it's not like a little skimpy piece of chicken. We got our what is that? Couscous? Is that couscous? We got uh What else do we have? We have, oh, asparagus. We got the broccoli and the tomatoes. Now, I could leave the tomatoes, tomato. I could leave those, but everything else I could deal with. And I don't know if that's now, and I don't know if that's quinoa. Is that quinoa? It could be quinoa. And I like the quinoa where you mix it with the rice, so it's not all quinoa. But yeah, now when I think of a diet, I do think of a grapefruit, and that just goes along with the diet. Your little celery sticks, and then look at that sad piece of chicken. That sad piece of chicken. And I'm going to tell you. Wait a second. Wait, I got to get back to my original thought. You know, when I was making that thumbnail, I wanted to put on there a piece of grilled chicken, but I was like, this chicken looks too scrumptious. I said, I'm going to put a whole little chicken on there. Because I know some people, when they're on a strict diet, they don't eat they don't add spices, they don't add anything. They're just, everything has to be bland, and they want to lose all the weight they can lose. At least that's what they think they're doing. So yeah. So okay. So Devin, so you approve of my meal. Well, I'm glad you did. Okay. All right. All right. Tell Sam the Downsizing Diva said hello. So you love avocado. Mel says, I love that plate, Devin. Looks like mine, but missing the avocado. Healthy fat isn't the enemy. Okay, so Mel and Devin, are you going back and forth about this fat? I have been struggling, the queen says, Canadian queen with 10 milligrams, always tired, can barely exercise. I'm meeting my protein goals, yet still craving junk food. So I'm moving up to 12.5 at a cost of $577 a month. I'm down 25. I don't know what you're saying there, but geez, Louise. All right. If you're struggling, I would say you're tired, you can barely exercise. I wonder why you're tired and can barely exercise if you are meeting your protein goals, though. Like that, I'm confused about that part. But I would definitely talk to your doctor. So you already know that you're moving up. So yeah, I would have, hope that your doctor helped you with that decision. But yeah, geez, Louise. Oh my goodness. Well, good luck on the 12.5. When I got on 12.5, I could not eat. My appetite was that, and whatever I would eat, I would get so full right away. Like it would be super full. When I say super full, I mean super full. So yeah. So geez, Louise, you have to come back, Canadian Queen, and let me know, or comment on one of the videos and let me know how you're doing. Because I'm curious to see if it zaps your appetite, and I hope not, though. But why do you think you're lacking energy? Because if you're getting your protein in, I know the cravings and stuff, but I'm not sure why you're lacking the energy, though. Maybe you need a little bit of carbs, like the healthier carbs, the multi-grain, whole grain carbs, maybe having a little bit of that in there to give you some energy, before you working out, I don't know. Okay. Hey, Tracy. Did I say hi to you, Tracy? I think I did. Okay. Oh, I love the comments. Looking great. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. So let me go back down to the lifestyle versus diet can be a 4-letter word for some. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. So this is where we're at. So Keisha says lifestyle, Cookie, lifestyle, Sweet Bee, lifestyle. Lifestyle says, never diet again, says Sandy. Okay, all right. We got another lifestyle. Miss Brenda said it depends on the day. Thanks for being honest, Miss Brenda. Lifestyle, to eat mostly a whole food diet. Okay, lifestyle. We got a lot of lifestyles up in here. Okay, all right. As a verb, diet means to eat sparingly or according to a prescribed rule. So yes, currently back dieting. Are you back dieting? Because you're following some rules there, you say? Oh my gosh. All right, so you're in a calorie deficit. I love that. And Paula, I thought I saw that you they said you were a new member somewhere. Where did I see that at? I'm like, what? I thought I saw that when I came in. So I don't know why I can't see it again. Do you see that mail somewhere? Let's see. Is it showing? Okay, I'm sorry. I thought I saw that somewhere. You were a member, so you must have renewed. I think that is what happened. But anyway, thank you so much. I saw that and I was like, where is it? It disappeared on me. I don't know. Angie says, definitely lifestyle for me. That was the point of this med for me, was to change my lifestyle for longevity, not just diet, which you think is short term. Okay, very good. Bellflower, how are you? Please remember to like the live. Please like the live. Thank you. Thank you. All right, people are saying hello to Bellflower. We got Pammy Whammy in the house. Hey, Pam, how are you? Let's see. She's saying hello, hello, hello. Let's see. Let me see. Wait a minute. We got my girl Kim K. How are you? Okay, okay. Hey Kim. Hold up. I am using that Grace. I am using niacinamide. Is that what it's called? I have to show you. Maybe on the next, whenever I'm live. I said I was gonna do a pop-up live. I'm gonna show you guys what this little skincare routine I got going on. But wait a minute. Sweet B says, I'm watching on a 65-inch screen TV and I don't see any spots. You don't? You don't see that? Wait, I'm on the wrong side. Okay, here. It's like a triangle. Okay. All right. Well, hey, I'll take it. Okay, okay. You still have nice skin. That's just, hyperpigmentation. You're doing all the right things. Thank you, Belle to the B. Thank you. Her and Bellflower got me together because I was just using water. Sometimes I use Dove and Olay. Like I didn't have like a skincare routine. Olay is probably like the most. Wait, I take that back. I started using Tula. I was in Nordstrom's and it was this lady, and this lady, she just seemed like she had nice skin. And sometimes I don't know because she was a Caucasian lady, and I think sometimes our skin textures and stuff sometimes can be different. So I was like, I don't know if I should try to use the same thing because sometimes we're told our skin is, my dermatologist said your skin can't do everything. But there was a lady in there that knew all things skincare, and that lady was in there. You could just tell that lady had a certain amount of wealth about her, and she told me to use this Tula skincare, and she said it has nothing in it. So I'm surprised it's still skincare. You know how they say no gluten, no salt, no this, no that, no that. It's like, what is it made of? No sugar, no gluten, no flour, no nothing. Well, the skincare, she started saying everything it didn't have. I said, well, what does it have? So I was using that. I take that back. I started to use the Tula, but I didn't notice a change with my, pigmentation. So yeah. So, Tula is great. If you are interested, I got an Amazon link down there if you want to try it. But yeah, for me, and I am kind of, I shouldn't say kind of, I am consistent. So we will see. We got Bellflower is excited about Thai. Yeah, you guys, on Friday, you got to set your alarm clocks, set your timers. Because, and I know some people have even asked me about Taisha. How's she doing? What's going on with her? Well, she's going to tell you herself. She's going to be on that interview. And I mean, we talk about it all. No questions were off, the table. Like I just flat out asked her. And you could tell when she wasn't expecting the question, she was like, okay. So it was a great interview. So you'll learn a lot about, she's had a little bit of a change in the direction of her channel, and you'll find out exactly why. And just a little bit more insight into, her last videos. And I mean, I just was really just asking her directly as I do. And, she was happy to share. So I think you will enjoy the interview. All right. So, okay. So wait a minute. Hey, Harper. Oh, hey, Harper. How are you? Harper, meet me. I love your hair. I love the glasses. I mean, not the glasses, the earrings. Your hair makes your earrings stand out. So I love that you have the bigger earring on. I love that. All right, we got Reset with Anissa. How are you? She says, hello, Didi in chat. Wait a minute. We got Low Carb Queen. She says, hey, Diva, and everyone in the chat. Okay, so hold up. Wait a minute. We got our Messy in the middle. Substack guy himself. It's Darium. He says, good evening, Didi, Diva community dieters, lifestylers. You always crack me up with your intros on the fencers, I don't knowers, and everyone in between. Okay, that covers everybody. Tina is and always will be the queen of rock and roll. She's your number one. Oh my gosh, wonder we are like each other so much. No wonder we are cool. What an entertainer. Her concerts were incredible. May she rest in peace. Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, when I heard her interview and tell about her, the difficulty she was having with her health, I couldn't believe it because she looked so great. I mean, she looked so great. Geez, Louise, if I could get those legs, I can only be thankful. Let's see. Now Paula's asking, did that Ozempic work for you? Okay. So Sweet Bee says, yes, it has. I've lost 25 pounds in 5 months. Yes. But the constipation has been a challenge. I'm managing on 0.5 milligrams, but my doctor agreed it was worthwhile trying the Zepbound. Very good. So we don't usually hear this story about somebody who tried Zepbound and then, switched over to Wegovy as often. Now we do hear, but not as often. So good luck with that. I mean, that's excellent. 25 pounds in 5 months. I love that. I love that you, are doing your thing on the, because I think sometimes when people have to change medications or they do, sometimes the morale you bring into it can make all the difference too. And a lot of people are forced to switch and they don't, it's not the best morale going into it. And I get that because I probably would go kicking and screaming if I had to switch too. But yeah. Well, wait a minute. Okay, so so she switched from Ozempic to Zepbound. Okay, all right, okay. I was gonna say that I don't really ever hear that other switch unless people have to. You're gonna start calling me TD Jukebox. A good song always comes to my head. Very good. Jeez Louise. Okay, all right. So let me get into this because I feel like we've been on here for a long time. How long have we been on here? Okay, 35 minutes. Okay. So I'm going to tell you the main difference between, what do you guys think? Let me ask you, because I like to ask you, what do you guys think the main difference is between a diet and a lifestyle? Like, we got to establish what we think that is first. She said, y'all chatterbugs are all the way live. So what do you guys think the difference is? Let's see. Oh, Pamela, isn't that the snafu when you come into these lives and you try to speak to everybody? I think people at this point should really understand, like, you try to speak to everybody and sometimes you don't, it doesn't always go. All right, you said, yes, she's a member. Yes, oh, thank you, Paula. Okay, I saw that and it disappeared. I did see it when I came in earlier to set up my little live. I came back in to add my, my visuals in here. Okay, wait, where's my confetti? And Paul never emailed me about the confetti. Mr. Paul, you got to email me, but really you got to download confetti ahead of time. And then you upload it to your live stream. Or either I could come in your live early one of the days and I could kind of walk you through it if you come on early, because it's easier to do it while you're watching it, So you got to let me know, Mr. Paul, Brother Paul, I should say. Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you, Paula. I appreciate that. Okay. So, okay. All right. So you guys, what do you think is the difference between dieting and a lifestyle? All right. I see people putting things in the chat. Okay. And then we're also going to talk about what it means for us on our GLP-1 journeys, because, I think sometimes you can get caught up into the dieting of it all. And we're trying to, having a healthy diet is a great thing to say, but dieting is what we want to distinguish, because we want to see, and you know what? And I would say to you too, if you're somebody who's saying, I can't wait till I get to my goal so I can eat some pizza, is that really a lifestyle? Right? A lifestyle is something you're doing, to me. And according to the definition, it's a part of what you do. A diet is it's like you're restricting calories, you're restricting yourself from eating. So if you're saying, I'm going to do, and I think some of you are saying that, I'm going to do keto all the way up until I reach my goal. And then when I reach my goal, I'm going to do keto. and I probably won't do keto. I'll go back to like eating whatever I ate. Or some people who say, okay, I'm going to do keto, but I'm going to eat pizza and chips and dips when I want to. Well, if you're eating keto, that's cut out, right? So is it a lifestyle or what is it? So whatever you're doing, it should be sustainable, something you're going to keep up. And I have no judgment. I'm just using keto because everybody knows about that. For the most part, it's a popular diet out there, but it could be Weight Watchers. It could be OMAD. It could be, the cabbage soup diet. It could be the I'm not eating carbs at all diet. It could be any of those things. And it's people who have cut carbs back so far, it's like, how long can you do that? Now, I know my girl, Mayor Mindy, she's not in, I don't think she's in here, but I remember if I'm wrong, I'm sure she'll correct me, but her doctor was telling her she should, she had her on 40 carbs or less. And then at some point, as her, this is what I love, because this is to me a lifestyle, right? So her doctor even knew that less than 40 calorie or carbs or 40 carbs and less is like, that's not really sustainable. Our body also does need the healthy carbs, right? So she raised her carbs. And I remember Mindy was like so afraid, but actually what she raised them to is still in the low carb area. Anything they say 150 carbs or less is low carbs. Now, if you're doing a keto diet where you're eating 20 or less, they're probably thinking, I'm like, geez Louise, this lady didn't overdosed on carbs. But really, a low carb diet is not that strict. It really is not. People have made it strict because that's the keto way to go. Again, I have no judgment. If you're eating keto, great. If you're eating, a low calorie diet, but you're getting all your macros in, great. I don't really have a preference on what you do. Now, what do? I say everything in moderation, and I try to eat 80-20. But if you've been following my channel and my journey, when it got to December, the Lexus dealership calls it a December to remember. I call it a disastrous December for me. Like this last year, I was so focused. But I didn't have all the stuff going on. I was losing in December. I knew I was going to be losing this December. And then life told me different. And so I call it a disastrous December because I didn't lose like I was planning on losing. And I wasn't exercising like I normally do. And I've just had a hard time. I kind of fell off and I had a hard time like bringing it back in. Now, my falling off wasn't like I was eating pizzas and off the rails and just going above it. I did have a slice of pizza here and there. Remember, I was going to funerals and I was going and social, doing more social things and out and about and wasn't making the best choices. It wasn't tracking. So I just was kind of loosey-goosey. That's what I like to call it. I wasn't my, strict self with my, calories in, calories out, doing my things that I normally do. So that was my December. And I feel like when I got to January, I was saying I need a reset. And I almost caught myself up in this, cutting my carbs down. I did. I almost thought I'm going to cut my carbs out so that I could lose. And I thought, that's just a diet? Aren't you saying you're in this for a lifestyle? So I think that has happened. And I see people, some of these videos I see and people are saying what they're eating and or they're saying, oh, I'm going on this fast or I'm, only drinking, I'm only eating this and drinking that. And I just thought, and I guess or they're doing these challenges and sometimes the 75 soft and the 75 hard challenge and all that. Sometimes it can be restrictive with what you're eating too, which I love the idea of it. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I think when we're doing that, is that really a lifestyle? Because to me, a lifestyle is something you don't change once you get your goal. You just keep going, right? Because you've already been doing it. Now, I do realize when you get to maintenance, if you want to stop losing, you may have to increase your calories, right? Usually you're not scaling the calories back even more. Now you're introducing maybe more foods and increasing, but it has to be something that's sustainable that you can do. So that's why, and I always have this conversation with, my friends. That's why I have chosen to do the 80-20, and on the weekends I indulge, and I don't indulge all day though. I might have like a meal of a good meal with my daughter, something I, traditionally like that might have like something processed in it. What in the summer, what I was doing was we would have an ice cream cone. We would go to, I don't know if you guys have a Mitchell's ice cream, but oh God, they have the best ice cream. And so we would go there, and that was like our treat for the week. Like we would go there on a Sunday. And if I knew I was having the ice cream, I would not have the meal, the high carb or high processed, meal. I would, be cautious of that. So that's what I would do. I would allow myself to have a treat or like a meal, but that's it. It wouldn't be the whole day. It wouldn't be this. And sometimes I didn't even want it, right? Or do it. And you know what I would used to do when I would have leftovers, I would save them. These I just let go because I don't really want to continue it on or give it to my daughter because I didn't want to continue it on to the next day. So that's kind of what I was doing. And that's something that I could do when I get to my goal, and I could continue to do that. If I were to say I'm only eating 100%, I'm focused, I'm only eating, whatever I'm supposed to eat, I'm not going to eat any grays on anything. I'm not going to have a protein bar or protein shake. I'm not going to eat anything sweet. I'm not going to do any of that. I wouldn't make it because that's not how I'm going to continue. I just don't see, or I'm cutting my carbs down so strict. I don't see myself operating on 40 carbs or less, or even like 80 carbs or less. That's what really I was doing for a long time. I was doing 80 carbs or less. And I don't know if that's something, if I want to be as strict, but that'll be determined with my A1C, which is normal now. But if it fluctuates back up, then I would have to look at that. So, yeah. So it's just a lot to think about. But I just know I don't want to be on anybody's diet. No, ma'am. I had enough of dieting, and I just don't want it. So people are saying lifestyle. Okay. So we got the low carb queen in here, low carb queen. So you can definitely stay with your keto lifestyle from here to eternity. And see, with the name like low carb queen, I bet you can. I could never do that. I could never. I don't know though, because low carb is not what people think though. And so I don't know. Are you restricting your carbs? Because I've told people who told me what they were eating or sent me what they were eating. When I put it in my Fitness Pal, when I put it in my Pep app, it was what we consider. Now it's not super low carb, but it is generally low carb. Anybody could Google it. You could Google what low carb is, and you'll see that I'm right. Okay, let's see. Let's scroll down. Oh yes. Oh, Friday night. Just got paid. Friday night. Am I gonna be paid on Friday? Yeah, it's the end of the month, huh? So I'm gonna be real excited. So yeah, I'm gonna be up in that chat. Yes. Okay, so dieting is short term, lifestyle long. Okay, diet to me is staying away from certain foods for a while until my goal is met. Then going back to Yes, people do that though. They're going back to the same bad habits and gaining the weight back. Rita, if this was a test, you have an A plus plus. Yes. You are so right. Lifestyle is learning what to eat that helps the body, and you're continuing to do that, right? And isn't that what most of us have done? We stayed away from certain foods until we got to that point, which is when people are saying be strict until you hit your goal, and then start introducing those foods. And I get that, but to me that does remind me of dieting. I'm gonna be honest, it really does. So it's like, let me have my 80-20 now, because that's what I'm going to be doing even in maintenance. And that's probably why I'm losing slow and steady. And I'm not dropping buckets every month. I mean, geez Louise. Okay, so you said I associate diets with diet culture. Restricting eating plans that may lead to temporary weight loss lifestyle is how I want to live my life long term. It should be sustainable and maintainable. I agree. Excellent point. Love that. Journey of life. Late to the party, but you're here. I love it. Welcome. Dieting is temporary and restrictive, but a healthy lifestyle is permanent and sustainable. Yes, the key word is sustainable too, because I think it has to be something that you're going to continue to do, or else you're not going to keep it up. You're just not. And see, Mel, I guess this is why I'm trying to find an exercise that I really love to do. And strength training, I don't mind that. I will do that. And I think it's because I'm not bouncing around. Are you guys bouncing around when you're strength training? No, I'm doing those CC videos. CC wee wee, I call her. And other than getting up and down, now that irritates me when you're doing, and that's because I don't want to be up and down. But like you'll be on your back and then you get up and then you stand up straight and then she'll have you doing something. But she doesn't do a lot of that. Some of those, and I know they do it to get your heart rate up most of the time, but or you're working different parts of your different muscles, but you're up and then you're down, you're up and then you're down. That's so irritating to me. And even in the gym, you're not on the bare bottom floor, you're on a weight bench. So maybe I need to get a bench. I wouldn't be so annoyed. But yeah, I don't like that, and I don't like the bouncing up and down, and I think it's because I'm luscious up top. I think that's what it is. It's like, geez Louise, jumping around is not my thing that I want to do ever. So yeah, so I gotta kind of find something I love to do so that I don't feel like it's a chore. So that's kind of my goal. All right. All right. So Keisha said a lifestyle is changing for good. Okay. Very good. For me, diets are symbolic of temporary and lifestyle symbolizes more of a permanence. Yes. 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 Very good. Diet is temporary. Okay. All right. We're also dog. You guys are. I mean, excellent answers. Diet makes me think of restrictive eating. Lifestyle is eating in a way that I can sustain for life. Okay, very good. So maybe you guys do. But this is the smartest chat in all of GLP-1 land. So what was I thinking? Lifestyle is learning what to eat along with being active to help the body release the excess pounds in order to get where the body should. Okay, for that body type and the metabolism of it all. I love that. Very good, Rita. On the pen, I don't forget. I don't forbid any foods. Now, there are foods I may avoid because they no longer agree with me, but not because I can't have them. I love that. I love that. That's a great way to think about it. Okay, very good. I love that too. And I would say that too. Like I know that Mexican food, like I could eat a good Chipotle bowl, but I'm not putting cheese. I don't do the melted cheese and all that. Like that melted cheese, dipping it in your tortillas and all that stuff. That stuff sends me right to the restaurant. Like well, it did one time and I haven't done it since. So yeah. Okay. Okay, today, so Pammy Whammy is a teacher, fellow teacher. Today I covered heart disease and stroke, and I made sure that we talked about prevention. And TJ Notes said diet. Okay, said diet. I explained that diet is referring to healthy. I don't know what you're saying. On Weight Watchers back in the day, it was 1,200 calories. That's it. So true. Low carbs and keto are different. Yes. Now, can you tell us, low carb queen, what's the difference between the two? So what's the difference between, and is it what I said? Low carb is like you have a range up to around 150. If 150 and under is considered in the low carb. But I think keto is like real strict. Keto, I want to say, is 20 carbs or less, right? That you can eat, which is barely any carbs. Round Mount of Zepbound, how are you? He says, hey y'all. Okay, all right. So Mel says she's definitely 90-10, 80-20, but I love what I eat. I'm very fulfilled in that area. Yes. And Mel eats a lot. Mel, you might think like, oh, Mel, she's tiny, she's not eating. She does eat. And I love that. Paula, I lived on 1,200 a calorie plan for 15 years. Oh my God. Now I would be curious to see how your metabolism is, Sweet Bee. And another reason why I thought about this, I thought about this because my weight loss has been like back and forth, slow and steady. And I know why, because my disastrous December. So I'm not shocked. But now that I'm trying to reel it in and doing, back to my 1-2 with the meal planning and all of that, what I'm noticing is, I went back and looked at my DEXA scan because I was looking for what they told me to do to, to focus on that visceral fat. And one of the things I noticed, I got an RMR, and that was your resting metabolic rate, which is your metabolism and how it functions. Well, I don't know if you guys remember, but my metabolism went down, and they were trying to get me to increase it. Well, when I went back the second time, it made it worse. And I know it was from not eating. I wasn't really eating. I wasn't getting that protein in. Remember, that's when I switched over to 12, or I should say titrated up to 12.5 milligrams. And I was not eating. I wasn't getting in the calories. So I know what happens I feel like my body was holding on to fat. Now I did lose visceral fat, but the other fat was still hanging on for dear life. And so I was looking and I said, geez, Louise, I got to make sure I'm eating more calories because when I go back, I want to make sure my metabolism is up. Like it had gotten down. So I can't even imagine if you've been eating 1,200 calories for that long, how, what your metabolism is looking like. And I need to probably increase my strength training too, from 3 days, and maybe could add in a fourth day even because, geez, Louise, I got to get that metabolism up. I have forgot all about that. Diets reach a goal and stop. Lifestyle is permanent. I have never restricted any food for my journey. That's the point to me of the lifestyle. I think of doing too much is setting yourself up for failure. Okay, all right. So you haven't restricted any food. So what about the people, Sweet B, that say, we got in this situation because we're eating processed food, junk food, no food was off off the table. So what do you say to that? Yes, male, it jacks up your metabolism. I could vouch for that. Yeah, and maintenance was hard. I was always hungry and thinking about food. Probably that's why, because you're not burning when you rest. Were you doing some strength training, working out? And I know you guys might be tired of us saying that, but I'm telling you, that's a real thing. Just being stronger as you age, because, and you think about people that fall, you want to bounce back up. I never forget, and this was a couple years ago, but I was 50, and it takes my daughter to tell you the story, but I had on these heels. And they weren't high heels, but there was a little bit of a heel to it. So I really took a tumble, but I was going to go to the restroom, and I was trying to my daughter has this big dream Barbie house that one of my friends bought her. And I'm thinking, this thing is huge. And I put it right by the door to where you leave out the house to go to the garage. And I was like, I kind of came around, and it caught my leg. I didn't come all the way around and fell. But when I tell you I fell on my knees, and and I fell and I giggled because I think it hit like my funny bone. And so my cousin used to live with me at the time. He was sitting there, and he was like, "Are you okay?" My daughter came in, "Mommy, are you okay?" And I just was laughing, but I could get right up, and I went to the store and was fine. Well, I want to be able to do that when I'm 70. I want to be able to do that when I'm 80. I want these bones to be on point. And so, yeah, now it's people I know who have fallen, and they can get back up and keep moving. But then later on, they found out they had this, they had that, they fractured this was broken, that. And so I'm saying to you, is strength training is going to help protect your bones. It's going to help protect, build muscle and all of that you want so you can be strong. Like, we just want to grow old gracefully. I want to grow old like fine wine. I don't want to grow old and be in a nursing home. I really don't. I just don't. I don't want to. Don't want to. And you never know what God has in store for you. So I just say prepare for it, just prepare for a life of, luxuriate, right? Live, strength train, get that, my goal is to add the walking in because I do realize that's important. But now I was thinking like, gosh, I see these people walking an hour, 45 minutes. Do I even need to walk 30 minutes? And now I'm seeing research that's saying, you can be very productive in 15, 20 minutes with a combination of that HIIT training, but you're still also walking. You're not doing the walking. But, so that's appealing to me because I'm, as somebody who doesn't like to do it, I got to find like what works. And I'm one of those people, I start off saying, I'm not a fan of that. I'll do it for the short time. And then the next thing I know, I'm into it and doing it for a longer time. So I think that that's what's happening with me. So Male to the B, Mindy, and MVP. This way do I see you on Sunday. I'm going to be reporting back. Okay. Okay, you said, oh, so you quit and restarted Weight Watchers so many times, your metabolism was screwed up. Jeez, Louise. Okay, all right. Mel said, come on, friends in the bushes, and hit that like button. Round Mound of Zed Bound says, no diets. Okay, I know that's right. No diets. You lost your gallbladder due to keto. Really? How long were you doing keto? Sorry about that. What worked for me was I was on maintenance and Weight Watchers eating low carb. It was difficult. It required constant vigilance. Yes, I know. I can't do it. I already know. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Oh, but he does say, just got paid Friday night. The party's jumping. I'm feeling fine. That is in the lyrics of This Is How, or are those two different songs? I don't know. I don't know, but thank you, Journey. You said you know what I mean though. Okay. Let's see. Diets start every Monday and end every Thursday. Right in time for the weekend, huh, Miss Brenda? I love that. So Journey says, I found that being closer to maintenance, I could get away with eating more variety and not gaining or stalling like before. Okay, all right, very good. All right. So what is your what are you guys what is your eating plan, your diet plan? Because it can be called a diet because diet is what you eat, right? But we're trying to stay away from that word, not to confuse folks. But what are you eating on your eating plan? Journey, you've become metabolically flexible. That's what my doctor shared with me. The hormones of it all in your lifestyle. All right, very good. Yeah, keto is like 20 to 50 carbs, if I remember correctly. Oh gosh, keto. Were you a keto guy too, Round Mound? I think you were. 8 hours, I can beat that. Charles, that's what my understanding is as well. Under 50 carbs equals keto. Jeez, Louise. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna look that up. I don't count carbs anymore. I just eat lower carbs naturally. I stick to chicken, fish, ribeyes, veggies, pita bread, tabbouleh. Is that what it's called? Tabbouleh, tuna. You know, I don't eat sauces like before, but I do make my own avocado something. I don't know what she's gonna say. I say I have the disease of obesity, and I do believe biology loads. Okay, yeah, yeah, I agree. I didn't want to read the rest because I don't know. YouTube is kind of funny, but I'm surprised they didn't hide that comment. But yeah, I agree. And I know I have the disease of obesity too. I've shifted my focus instead of living to eat and to live. I am very intentional what I put in my body. I check the ingredients. I see if it's going to cause any inflammation or other problems. Or I think you were saying problematic things. I think that's excellent, Brother Paul. Excellent. Yes. Very good, Paul. That's the way to go, in my opinion. Yes, we love that. And now I do eat more of a diabetic diet and really brought in better quality foods like 80-20. My body feels better with that. I can still have snacks. And when I crave it, it's not just too much. Yes. And you know, this is one of the things I see too. And what do you guys think about that? So remember when I went to Target? I'm gonna try to play this. Now I don't know if I'm gonna get dinged. I'm gonna cut it out of my video if I get dinged. But Mel sent me this guy, and I mean, not for nothing. This guy might be married, but he's a good looking guy too. Oh, I gotta take a drink. Yes. So I'm gonna play what he said because I think it's so relevant. I told her when she sent me that she didn't know, you know, Mel doesn't really know my topics, what I'm doing. And she sent this, and I thought this is kind of relevant to what I'm doing, my topic here. So let's see. Okay, let me see if I can find it and play it. All right, but what was I saying? Let's see. Two different. I don't know what you guys are saying. Something people are saying that's a good straw pet. Paul. Ooh, Journey 216. Now you're 131. What in the what? Awesome job. Okay, well we got to start giving out the confetti. People are starting to tell us their way. Somebody else told us they had such a big loss. A Sweet Bee, she told us she lost to 25 pounds. We want to give some confetti to Sweet Bee. Let me take Journey's out there. We got to give Sweet Bee. This is for you, Sweet Bee. We love that. You were 25 pounds down. Now, you might be more. I think you were telling us from Wegovy, right? That's how much you lost. I love that. Let's see. Miss Brenda said, whole food, plant-based, zero processed foods, except during my nervous breakdown, and then it's pizza. Now I want to ask you because I see people, you know, when people are squirting, people are making these fancy drinks on the GLP-1. They're making fancy drinks. They're doing all kinds of things with protein. And when I went to Target, they had protein chips, protein Pop-Tarts, protein pizza, protein this, protein that. It was everything was protein. I mean, they're going to be making protein toothpaste because they think you're going to be eating that in a minute. You're going to be buying. If I might have some of this in my mouth, it better have protein in it. That's a good idea. Actually, I should jump on that. So, but seriously though, but I'm just saying when I'm seeing people eating all that stuff, it's like I feel like people are still coming up with a substitute to eat the sweets, right? And that's okay because I mean, if you're doing something for a lifetime, I think it's okay. But are people drinking that stuff every single day? Are we making, protein shakes every day? Are we making like those sweet drink treats every day? Are we making like the lattes and the mochas of it all? And I think just because it's protein and says it's no sugar, I always say you got to sweeten it with something. If it tastes sweet, it's a sweetener in it. And so, yeah, I caution that because I think a lot of people are doing that. So, all right. So anyway, so let's go. I don't know what you guys are saying. Are you drinking all those fancy sugary drinks? That's what I want to know. Right, Pam. I think that's good. Pammy Whammy. Pammy Whammy, you lost 165 pounds. I mean, geez Louise. And I love the way, I think most people start off on this journey as a weight loss journey. And now I feel like a lot of us are on a health journey. And it's kind of because we're living it. And then I also feel like the more you know, the more educated you are, you can make educated decisions. And so I really feel that. So I'm going to play this video of this guy. I hope they don't yank my live stream down. But if they do, I'll just cut it out. But I want you to hear what he said about exercise and your lifestyle. So before I do that, though, let me just see. All right. So if we're on the GLP-1, I think if we're on the GLP-1, there are some things I want us to think about. If you're on diet mode on the GLP-1, it's rule-based, it's temporary, it's fragile. That means, it's going to break. It's going to break you. You're not going to be able to last. Like people are saying, I was on keto for so long, but it was a struggle. And that's what we kind of want to get away from is the struggle of being on diet mode. So if you feel like you're struggling, and I'm not talking about the food noise, but I'm talking about like while you're eating, if you're struggling and you can't keep up with whatever you have going on, change that because you want to be able to do something that is sustainable. Long term. So if you're doing something that's just, you feel like, oh, I'm just doing this until I reach my goal. That's a diet. That's not a lifestyle. So we want to change that thinking. The second thing is, GLP-1s are the tools, not the plan. So GLP-1 is going to help you with the staying satiated, getting your mind off of thinking of food constantly. But you got to have a plan. What is the plan? What's going to be your plan after the GLP-1? And we know that clinical studies show that GLP-1, when people stop taking the medicine, they regain a significant portion of the weight if the lifestyle supports are weak. If you don't have those tools in place and those systems and systems is the fancy word. I say routines, a schedule, a structure to whatever you're doing, it won't last. And that's what always gets me. And that's why my December was disastrous. I didn't really have I wasn't meal prepping, something was coming up every day for me to do with the grief I was going through, with that, and then things going on with my dad. It was just always something going on. So that month just kept me busy with other things other than what focusing on me. Maintenance ready habits are born, repeatable, and flexible. So if you are in maintenance mode, do you feel like it's boring being in maintenance? Is anybody in maintenance feeling like it's boring? And then what happens when your motivation fades or your doses change? That's another thing to think about when you're on the GLP-1. These are all things to think about when we're on the GLP-1 as it relates to lifestyles and diets. And, my thing is too, a lot of times I think we feel like when we're eating healthy, it's kind of boring, right? Because maybe it tastes bland, maybe it's the same old thing. Are you guys feeling that, especially if you're in maintenance? So I know pale flour, male, round mound of Zepbound. Anybody else in maintenance? Are you feeling that the eating is boring at this point? Are you finding ways to to spice it up. And then when you become not motivated, are you just titrating up and say, I'm just going to move on up? Let's see. Brenda says, protein. That's how I feel about protein. 80 to 142 grams of protein a day. I'm supposed to be hitting daily. I'm trying though. Okay, keep trying. That's all you can do. I love that the effort is there. So I love that. Sweet Bee says a lot of the protein foods have sucralose and sugar alcohols, and I don't tolerate that well on this medication. That's fine by me. It's good reinforcement to eat the whole foods and avoid artificial sweeteners. Well, I'm telling you, if one thing we're doing in this community is people are using those artificial sweeteners, that skinny girls mix and stuff you guys are eating. It's skinny and it's still sweetened with something. Now, some of them I think are sweetened with like agave syrup. They're it now. I know about the stevia plant, but all stevia is not equal. It is not. You have to find the stevia in one of those stevias, and this is allegedly because I don't want the stevia folks suing me, but if you look it up, you will see that some of the stevia has been connected allegedly to cancer-causing agents. So if I were you, I would really be specific on what type of stevia you're getting. If they're all not equal, they all say it, but they're all not operating the same in your body. So I would really check that out because that's something I used to buy, and then I had to scale back and buy a different one because, yeah, it wasn't good. So, yes. And Panera Bread, those muffins, yikes. So good. The sugar is too much. Yeah, I haven't really had a muffin there in a long time. Jeez Louise. If I need a sweetener, I can use coconut sugar, dark maple syrup, or blackstrap molasses. Okay, very good. That's some good ideas. I changed to coffee at home with Fairlife. Now, I do use the Fairlife, and I realize it's a sweetener in there, but I'm not in denial about the. I'm not, when people say, oh, it's sweet, I'm not saying, oh, it's sugar-free. So, because people will hit you with that, oh, it's sugar-free. Like I had a Coke Zero, and people are like, oh, it has zero sugar. This baby is sweet. Now, I don't care what kind of sugar is in here, but I know something is making it sweet. And it might not be like your regular sugar, but it's something in there. The way I look at this, even though we're on this weight loss and modification drain, we're also mentally learning reshaping of our mind and dependency on food. Yes, and it's something to go through. And I was just in a test, with what I was going through in December, and I'm still figuring that out. Cookie, I don't think you'd be bored with anything, Cookie, are you? You seem so much fun. I love that. Avocado recipe. Okay, Journey is hitting us with the recipe. 1 cup of avocado oil, 1 pasteurized organic whole egg, and a pinch of salt. You put it in a mason jar, you add the egg and submerge the blender into the blender, and that's it. Okay, that sounds good. Hey, Miss B, how are you? She says, hey, everyone, I'm in maintenance now. I'm not bored, but I do feel like not losing regularly is a bit disappointing. Lacking the, dopamine hit. Yes. Okay. All right. So, yeah. So you were used to that feeling of losing. Oh, man. Wait, let's give her some confetti. You're in maintenance now. Jeez, Louise, that just hit me. Yes. And I love that. Wait, you could get to maintenance. So I want to give you some applause too. Jeez Louise, you could get to maintenance. That is just excellent. All right, here we go. Yes. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, she's in maintenance. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, she's in maintenance. I love that for you. What a good feeling that must be. Okay, so I'm way behind in the comments, I think. Am I that far back? Wait, where I'm at? Where am I at? Okay, wait, let me see. I'm scrolling down. Miss V, what happened to her? I'm trying to find Miss V where I left off. Jeez, Louise. Protein toothpaste. You heard it here first. Protein toothpaste. And it's so funny. I guarantee you, when I'm on these live streams, you guys should see my emails. People will send me things trying to get me to, sell it. So if you see me on here selling some protein toothpaste, they offer me a lot of something I couldn't refuse. And it's a such thing as a protein toothpaste. Jeez, Louise. Oh my goodness. It is funny. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to make a short about it, and I don't know if I'm supposed to be talking about this in a long form video. I got to kind of find out. But I wear the glasses, so I had this company reach out to me to get these glasses, and the glasses are so nice. I would have had them on tonight, but I have this hat on, and it's just kind of it's not going to work out for me to have on my glasses. So I'm going to wear them one of these days or put them in a short video. But my daughter loves these glasses, and I'm going to buy her some for her birthday. Don't tell her. I'm going to buy her some. I'm going to use my own discount code to buy her some glasses. So this is going to be so funny and so cute. But yeah, and they're not prescription glasses. They're just cute for the fashion of it all. There was a lady, I can't remember her name, but she's so sweet. But she told me, she's like, "Oh, you don't need to be wearing those big old glasses. Your face is so pretty. Don't cover up your eyes." And I said, "Oh no, it's not that serious. It's just for the fashion." Okay, I don't know where her comment is. Jeez, Louise, I cannot find it. Okay, am I that far back? Jeez, Louise. Male or bellflower? Do you know where her comment was? Kim K. She says the combination of both dieting because I'm saying in a calorie deficit, but learning lifestyle habits. Okay, am I way back in the comments? I think. Okay, I'm scrolling down. Okay, yeah, because Round Mile saying hello. Now I didn't went up too far. Okay, so I saw that comment of male talk. Okay, Pammy Whammy, I saw. You guys are talking about two different songs. Oh, is that two different songs? Okay. Did I run them together? I saw Miss Brenda. Oh, you talking about, okay, so the guy, yeah, that brings me back to the guy. Yeah, we got to play. Let me find the guy and play him. You guys have to put on your listening ears. And let's see. Oh, some more schools are closing. I don't think mine is going to be closed, though. I'm getting some alerts. My daughter's might, though. Jeez Louise. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to play this guy. I don't want you to listen to this guy. Mel put this guy on my radar. He's on it. He is on it. Talk about the protein toothpaste of it all. Let's see. Okay, I think this is it. Okay, so are you guys ready? Ready like Freddy. I'm not ready. Where is it? Okay, Mel to the B. Wrong thing. Okay. I thought it was. I know I didn't delete him, Mel. Did I delete him? I didn't delete him, did I? Oh. Did I delete him now? Okay. Mel, I can't find it. What happened to it? Okay. Okay. I don't know what happened to it. Maybe it's small and I'm scrolling past it. Let's see. There's something in my eye. So I'm scrolling down. All right, guys. If I can't find it in this next one, I'm just gonna let it go. Was it this? Was it this? Was it this? Was it that? Was it that? Oh, I think this was it. Okay, I found it. And then you said okay, here he is. Okay, I'm gonna show you this guy. He is nice looking. Jeez Louise. Okay, wait. Ooh, okay, wait. Okay, ready?
That there is no end goal when it comes to getting in shape. You are signing up for a lifestyle change, not a 12-week challenge. Now, I was talking to a client the other day, and he asked me a question that I get a lot. Hey, Dan, when do I get to start eating normally again? And I had to give him the harsh 1-2 of truth, which is what you signed up for was not a 12-week challenge. It wasn't a 75 hard. What you signed up for was a lifestyle change. If you want to lose the weight and gain it back, cool, you can go back to eating normally. But if you want to keep the results that you got, then you have to take this as a lifestyle intervention. There's absolutely no...
That's my daughter's school calling in the middle of the broadcast. What do they want? Okay, wait 1 second. All right, sorry about that. Jeez, Louise. I'm not, still have Mel's comment up. Okay, I'm gonna rewind it just a little bit.
And you have to take this as a lifestyle intervention. There's absolutely no way around it. I don't care if you're taking GLP-1s or doing this in a natural way. Like, I do not give a You have to take this on as an actual change in your lifestyle. This means you have to adopt a new identity, because if you don't, you're just going to be spinning your wheels and going through the same yo-yo cycle again. This means you need new behaviors, you need new habits, you need new ways of looking at things. And remember, when you sign up and you start to do things to get yourself in shape, remember, you are signing up for long-term change. You're literally signing up to change your life. So thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I'll see you on the next one.
All right, could you hear him? Could you let me know in the chat if you can hear that? All right, did you guys hear that? I thought that was a great message. Well said. So, of course, you probably want to see how he looks. Let me show you.
That there is no end goal when it comes to getting.
Can you see him? Can you see him? Can you see him? Can you see him? Ooh, yes, and yes. He's a cutie pie. Okay, all right. So so he's saying you gotta, when you gotta approach this weight loss journey, like you're a man or a woman on a mission, and you gotta, there is no, oh, when I get my goal, I'm gonna eat the pizza. No, he's like, you gotta embrace the lifestyle of it all. You can't be on the lifestyle and you can't be on a diet until you get to your goal, and then you embrace the lifestyle. No, you are on the lifestyle as you go. So that's what he's saying. You're on the lifestyle and you got to hit it. Now, this guy is obviously, he's working out. He's in shape. He looks good. He means business. He's a coach, right? His name is Coach Dan somebody. What is his name? Coach somebody.
I regret to inform
Coach
you that
Dan.
there is no end goal when it comes
Coach
to
Dan Go. That's his channel name. Oh, Coach Dan Go. Let me check out Coach Dan Go. Go Coach Dan Go. So if you want to you can work out with Coach Dan. He's coaching folks. I love that. All right. Okay. All right. And he works out with entrepreneurs, executives, professionals. Like, they're hiring him to get their buns going and keep their buns going. I love that. All right, very good. All right, so that's us. So when we're on this GLP-1 lifestyle, we just want to make sure that we're not going back into the habits of a diet, right? We don't want to be in perpetual diet state. And my diet depends on motivation and medication. A lifestyle depends on systems. Remember, I was just saying that your system, your routine, the structures you have in place, that's what's going to hold you up in your life or when you have to go through the dose changes. That is so true. That is so true. It's a good reminder it's a good reminder of what we need to do. So I'm going to ask you guys, the smartest chat in all of GLP-1 land, share with me a habit that you know you need to strengthen right now. What would that habit be? Something you need to strengthen right now. What is it? What is something that you can work on doing better? And I'm going to say for me, I'm going to give myself an exercise one and a food one. So for food, I'm always in the zone of trying to get my protein, hit my protein goal between 80 and 120. And I've been doing that because I've been doing it and doing it and doing it well. I've been hitting it in the mornings. But now that school's about to start back up again, hopefully on a regular basis, hopefully this storm is letting us do what we do and go to school and learn. And so, so I really want to get on the routine of eating in the morning, that lot of protein to start my day. So, and when I'm at home and could cook, it's all she wrote. I could get it in. But when I'm on the go and I don't have it prepared the night before, it's a little bit of a challenge for me. So that's going to be that goal. Let's see. Another goal is going to be like to just get in walking a little bit more. I want to get in some walking a little bit more than I am getting it in. And now I'm getting it in like not through anything structured. I'm just making sure I get up and move after I eat. I'm making sure I'm doing intentional things to move at work and that sort of thing. But I want to kind of get on a schedule in addition to that. So that's a goal. That's probably always going to be a goal until I'm doing it and doing it and doing it well. So what about you guys? Anything that you want to work on? Somebody said it sounded like Dr. Dan. It's Dan Go. Yes. So did you hear him? You could hear him, Paula? Okay, good. Okay, very good. You guys could hear him. Did you see him? It's nice to look at too. Somebody asked Round Mount, can you eat sugar now, or how do you mean? Beverly, how are you? She said, for me, it's exercise. I need to move more, but this dang knee hurts so bad. Well, do stuff in your chair. You know, they have some cool chair exercises you could do too. Oh, I'm having cravings too, Round Mount. What? Sugar is creeping through my current dose, something vicious. What's your current dose, Round Mount? That are you on? I want to say, aren't you on 7.5? Did you go down from 10 to 7.5? Am I wrong about that? Oh, consistent strength training. Miss Brenda, I like him even more. You never heard him curse before. Oh, yeah. Okay, all right. Let's see. Oh, okay. Let's see. Muscles, core, entire body, bat wing, arms. Okay, all right. For me, okay, I read that. It's exit meal prepping. Yes. Strength training. Okay, very good. You want to get to 10K steps. Yeah, you know, even if they say 7 is great, like 10 should be a stretch goal. So if you could get to that 7 and wallow in that for a while and then get to that 10, I think you would be great. So don't beat yourself up if you're not at 10. Remember, they scale that back. Get better about recognizing non-scale victories. That's a good one. Beverly, maybe you could check with your PT to see if the bracing or the knee taping could help. Okay. All right. Very good. I like that. Is that physical therapist you're saying? Your journey, your food noise is coming back. Which one? Oh, 10 milligrams. I thought so. Okay. All right. So then you might, oh gosh, would you go up to 12.5? That's what's that. And you know, now remember I was on 12.5 and couldn't eat. Now I'm having cravings. Now I'm not having food noise because I'm not always thinking about food, but I'm having cravings. Like I'm wanting to eat stuff. And I think to me, after cravings, in my pattern, after cravings, it is the food noise. So I'm praying that food noise stays, low key. Paula, after 8K, the law of diminished returns, it really applies, even though I often do way more. Yeah, I would agree with that. She said, what do you mean, Mel? Okay, you know, sometimes eating certain foods could trigger a sugar craving without you knowing it. CGM helped me so much to see what made my glucose rise. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I can imagine certain foods would do that, for sure would do that. Okay. All right. So, ladies and gents, that is it. It sounds like we are all doing, most of us are really doing what we need to do to make this a lifestyle. So we just kind of have to remind each other. Anybody have anything they're celebrating before we head out? Yeah, the sevens. Remember I went to DEXA scan and he said, Shay, do the the 3 sevens. It was 7 hours of sleep, 7,000 steps, and 7 glasses of water. He was like, if you could get the 3 sevens in, start there and work your way up. So, and I love how even Dr. Dan, remember I had Dr. Dan, that's what I wanted to tell you guys. I'm going to be having, some of my great interviews. I'm going to be for the month of February. I'm going to be putting those back out like a, like a kind of like a little tribute of sorts. So I'm going to have shorts of my different, long form videos coming out. So if you see some of those, it reminds me of that. But, I was just thinking like, oh my gosh, the month of February is coming up. It's the month of love. Is there any, so I'm thinking about doing something. I'll have to kind of have to let you guys know what I'm planning, but I'm going to be popping up in these YouTube streets in the month of February. More than I am on now. Lifestyle change. Yes. Okay. All right. Very good. Let's see. I think I went up. I was saying something and lost my train of thought. Beverly was listening in the bushes. Have you tried KT tape? Okay. I don't even know what that is. It sounds helpful. Okay, Bev, you got some ideas here. I get cravings now. Okay. I don't understand that kind of now, but not something but the food noise. When having cravings, stop all the sugary everything for 3 days. Protein only, greens for just 3 days. Boom, cravings gone. Reintroduce the usual foods day 4. It works for me every time. Okay, Miss Brenda, I was thinking that too. Probably, yeah. High processed carbs, bread, pasta, sweets, berries, and low sugar fruit. Apples are key. Are those okay during the 3 days? Oh, those are okay. Berries and low sugar fruit, apples, those are okay. Okay, good. I have an apple I'm taking to lunch with me tomorrow. It's cut up, ready to go. I get cravings, not too much, so from food noise, but some foods make you crave more. I could totally see that. Non-scale victory this week. You train Monday and today, aiming for 3 times a week. Yay! Go, sweet bee. Go, sweet bee. I love that. Okay, let's give her some confetti. I love that. Very good. Are you feeling strong? Whenever I'm doing strength training, makes me feel strong. Like I feel like LL Cool J. Mama said, knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Okay, so Journey, thanks for that's a good idea. I go to the physical therapy next month, but I actually need a total knee replacement. I'm holding on. I really don't want it, but I'm gonna have to. Yeah. Geez Louise, once you heal from that, you're gonna be Beverly doing it and doing it and doing it well. Okay, all right. I love the picture of the Yes, the caterpillar and the butterfly. I wonder if Taisha saw that. So good. It was. Thank you, Paula. I saw your comment too. Thank you so much for that. So yeah, go on my community post this week. I have a lot of some good analogies up, hopefully motivating, some thoughtful things to kind of keep you going. Paula, the law of diminishing return. The first steps matter most. Going from 0 to 8,000 steps gives you the most of the health benefits. 8K is the sweet spot. Any more is optional. Not as big as any more is optional with not as much of a big impact. Okay, very good. I love that. Let's see. So Miss Brenda saying no bread or pasta. Those are not okay during the 3 days. Pammy whammy. Thank goodness. If we eat, we don't eat too much of it. We can eat a bite or two and walk away, and that is powerful to do so. Yeah, that is. Isn't that awesome? Very awesome. All right, I'm with you, Anissa. Anissa says, good night, everyone. That's going to be it for me, too. I am 10 o'clock. I am headed to bed. If you're in one of those storm zones, which I know Anissa might be in the storm zone, you take care of yourself. You guys, everyone, stay healthy. Stay safe out there. And thank you for hanging with me. I had a great time tonight. I really did. You guys are awesome. I'm trying to get these things off the screen and they won't let me. All right. Thank you. I'm in live and living color. You can do what you want to do in living color. In living color. Thank you. Good night. Watch out for Taisha on Friday. We're premiering her video, her interview on Friday. You're gonna love it. I say 7 o'clock. And then let me see, do I have anything else up in here? Pamela's video. People are watching that. Thank you. Continue to watch Miss Pam. Watch that interview with Dr. Fritz. It's going to give you some great information. And don't forget, if you're interested in doing that Oprah book club with me, we're going to be talking about the book in Diva, Downsizing Diva, GLP-1 and Beyond, Inner Circle. The link is in the description. And I'm looking forward to that. We start on Sunday, reading that book enough and just discussing it. We're really into discussing it all. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I will see you guys next Wednesday. Have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay warm. Really now. Good night.